Welcome to my channel. My name is Michael Ryan, and in today's video I'll be exploring the characters and the story of my new POKÉMON region, the Fyrún region, which I'll be posting weekly not only here on YouTube, but on my Instagram and Twitter at POKÉMON Regions as well. While I'll be using this platform to explore more of the lure, inspiration, and creative process behind my designs, on Instagram I'll be exploring more of the stats, movesets, abilities, as well as some of the shinies and sprites of the Pokemon. So basically, if you want to get all the information and learn everything there is to know about the Fyrún region, you've got to follow me on both Instagram and YouTube. Sorry, not sorry, but hopefully you at least enjoy the content. As most of you already know, the Fyrún region is inspired by Iceland and its deep connections to Viking history and Norse mythology, both of which are prevalent in a lot of the Pokemon and character designs for the region. I actually came up with almost 75% of the Fyrún region's Pokédex, down to the Pokemon's names and types, all within one evening. It was a very eventful evening. That's just how it happens for me. I get really creative and have a lot of things just flooding out of me, and then I go do research to back up all of those ideas and kind of flesh them out more, which is exactly what I did. And next thing I know, it was 8, almost 9 a.m. in the morning, and I had to go to work that day. So that's literally the only reason I went to bed. Without further ado, let's get into the designs of the trainers for the region. I've been posting these trainers for the Fyrún region the last couple weeks on Instagram, and I've gotten to the story there, but here on YouTube, I would like to get more into their inspirations, the design, and my creative process, and explore that story for those of you who maybe don't follow me on Instagram. I worked with the talented artist, Trainer Matt, on all of these character designs. I actually use him for all of my character designs pretty much because I like them all to be consistent. He is actually one of my favorite artists to work with. He's so talented, he's so nice, down to earth. He really seems to enjoy my concepts, and I really enjoy his art, so we make a good team. Thank you, Matt. It's always a pleasure working with you. Now, without further ado, let's get things started. In Pokemon Brain and Pokemon Brawn, you will journey through the breathtaking Fyrún region as one of the following heroes, Emma or Eric. Both of their names and outfits are inspired by classic Icelandic names and attire with a little added Pokemon flair. Also, the colors of their outfits are not only representative of the colors in the Icelandic flag, but the colors within the Norway flag as well. Given the connections between Iceland and Norway as well as the Norse mythology featured in the Fyrún region, I thought that would be a nice touch. On your adventure, you'll encounter a variety of fascinating new Pokemon, as well as acquire a series of new friends and foes. Adventurous, carefree, and competitive, you have always had a passion for Pokemon battling. Having lived a sheltered life over the years, you have watched other young trainers receive starter Pokemon from your overprotective mother, Professor Aspen. It wasn't easy, but you've finally proven to her that you're ready to set out on your own Pokemon journey. Your mother will gift you one of the following starters: Berry, the Bush Cub Pokemon, Faloga, the Fire Pony Pokemon, and Crabub, the Bubble Crab Pokemon. You can learn even more about the Fyrún region's starter Pokemon in my very first video. Like all Pokemon professors, Professor Aspen is named after a tree. There actually aren't a lot of trees found in Iceland, but the Aspen tree is one of the few found in the country, which is why I chose to name her after it. I thought giving your mother a scarf and some boots would really help give her a warm and welcoming feel. Of course, she also sports that famous lab coat Pokemon professors are known to wear. The color scheme for her design is very earthy with greens and browns. I thought this was fitting because, well, she's named after a tree, and these colors are commonly found in Icelandic attire. While your mother can come across as both strict and overbearing at times, she is also very nurturing to both humans and Pokemon alike. She trusts your starter Pokemon to look after you, but that doesn't mean she won't check in on you throughout your journey, and even challenge you to an occasional Pokemon battle to assess your progress. Basically, your mother acts as a secondary rival, picking the starter weakest towards yours, left behind by you and your rival. Of course, her team will also feature her cuddly companion, Shakaru. I'll get even more into Shakaru in a future video, but yes, it is the region's Pika clone if that wasn't already obvious. While your mother is an admirable adversary in battle, she is skeptical of the sport as she was paralyzed after being injured in a Pokemon battle when she was your age. Luckily, genius innovator and Luika gym leader Zola designed her a Rotom wheelchair to help her get around on various terrain. Those of you familiar with the character of Zola know she also created the Rotom Watch and Rotom Board in the Luika region, which are the Luika region's equivalent to the Rotom Phone and Rotom Bike used in the Galar region. I plan to include the Rotom wheelchair as an Easter egg in Zola's gym in Pokemon Order and Pokemon Chaos as a connection to the Fyrún region. I really wanted to feature a handicapped character, because it really hasn't been done in the Pokemon world before, and representation, as most of you know, is very important to me. But I wanted to do it in a way that also organically fit the story I wanted to tell for the Fyrún region. While her disability is a huge part of who she is, there's a lot more to her character than her disability, and I think that's important to note. Above all, she is your mother, and then the region's Pokemon professor. The incident that led to her being paralyzed will be addressed in the future, and really makes sense when more of the region is revealed. Like any loving mother, she can't help but worry about your safety as you leave home on your own adventure. Since your mother doesn't normally play a key role in the Pokemon stories, I really wanted to do something new and have the mother play a vital role in the story for the Fyrún region. Next up is your rival in the Fyrún region. In Pokemon Brain and Pokemon Brawn, you not only get to pick your hero, but your rival as well. Despite being overly cocky and competitive, your rival has been your best friend since you can remember. You've been there for each other when no one else has. As the years have gone by, the two of you have gotten more and more competitive with one another, but there's always been a deep love for Pokemon and unbreakable bond between the two of you. After being gifted with your first Pokemon and setting off on your own Pokemon journeys you've always dreamed of, that bond will be tested. Your rival will pick the starter Pokemon stronger to yours. Each of you is determined to achieve your goals, but you must question how much you're willing to sacrifice along the way in order to do so. Is the promise of fame and fortune worth your longest and most cherished friendship? As for the design, I thought the fiery red hair fit the rivals' hot-headed personality. And their names and outfits are once again inspired by Icelandic names and outfits, in this case being sweaters, with a more warm color palette. In the Fyrún region, much like in the Hoenn region, there are two rival teams, Team Brain and Team Brawn. However, for the very first time in Pokemon history, you, the player, gets to join one of the groups. Team Brain is a group of the region's top scholars, devoted to worshipping the divine trickster Pokemon Ilruz. Specializing in psychic types and special attacks, Team Brain believe that intellect and strategy triumphs over brute strength, whereas Team Brawn is a group of the region's top athletes, devoted to worshipping the mighty warrior Pokemon Stormer. Specializing in fighting types and physical attacks, Team Brawn uses brute strength and stamina as their secret weapon. The team you join depends on the version you'd pick, so if you pick Pokemon Brain, you become a member of Team Brain and battle Team Brawn, whereas if you pick Pokemon Brawn, you join Team Brawn and battle against Team Brain. Your rival and childhood best friend will end up being recruited by the rival team, putting your friendship to the test as you're on opposing sides. Both you and your rival will not only be tasked to collect gym badges in order to participate in the Fyrún League tournament, but to recruit other talented trainers throughout the Fyrún region. Basically, your goal is to increase your group's odds of victory in the tournament, and over the Fyrún region. You and your rival will both eventually become admins for your respective groups, and work your way up the ranks. The members of Team Brain are clearly modeled after stereotypical nerds, while the members of Team Brawn are modeled after the stereotypical depiction of jocks. However, you and your rival's involvements in both teams proves you don't have to fit a certain mold to represent either group. It was important that the grunts from Team Brain and Team Brawn are around the same age as the protagonist and rival, and don't look too intimidating, as it's their goal to recruit others to join their team, and the hero and rival will eventually end up surpassing them in the ranks. While the teams have conflicting beliefs and battle styles, it's important to note that later on in your journey, you'll discover that being a skilled Pokemon trainer requires the perfect combination of both Brain and Brawn. In Pokemon Brain and Pokemon Brawn, you'll encounter a fashionable and fascinating trainer, Ragnar, and their dazzling partner Pokemon, Drakion. Drakion is a new Dragon-type evolution originally found in the Fyrún region. If Drakion looks familiar to you, you can find out why that is, and learn even more about Drakion in another one of my previous videos. Ragnar's design is meant to look androgynous as they are non-binary. Ragnar's color scheme is modeled after their ace Pokemon Drakion, down to its shiny rainbow-colored scales, with other dragonic features incorporated into the design. Ragnar is actually from the Luika region and moved to the Fyrún region when they were young. While the region is divided by rival groups Team Brain and Team Brawn, there are those like Ragnar who don't identify with either faction. Fun, free-spirited, and rebellious, Ragnar believes that the key to victory doesn't come from neither strength or intellect, but from the beauty of Pokemon. Unlike most Pokemon trainers, Ragnar doesn't overpower or outmaneuver their foes in battle. Instead, Ragnar and their Dragon-type Pokemon dazzle and distract opponents with bold tactics and stylish moves that leave a lasting impression. While Ragnar will be a good friend to you on your journey through the Fyrún region, they are hiding a spectacular secret. Ragnar moonlights as one of the Fyrún region's gym leaders, Fantasia the Drag Queen, specializing in Dragon-type Pokemon. Ragnar is even more confident and fierce in battle as Fantasia. Fantasia's design was inspired by various drag queens, primarily an armored dress made famous by drag queen Simone, who my friend Ale introduced me to. Thanks so much, Ale, for the inspiration. Fantasia features the same color scheme as Ragnar, but with a nice kiss of gold added in. And now the rainbow colors on the blazer are more prominently featured along the bottom of the dress, referencing the dazzling northern lights. LGBTQ+ rights in Iceland are very progressive. Iceland is actually commonly referred to as one of the most LGBTQ-friendly countries in the world. Last, but certainly not least, let's take a look at the mascot legendaries for Pokemon Brain and Pokemon Brawn. Ilruz and Stormer. Both are inspired by Norse gods and play a vital role in the story for the Fyrún region. It's important to note that the legendaries are not inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe's versions of these characters, but those from Norse mythology. In fact, I tried my best to differentiate them as much as possible from their Marvel counterparts that people are more familiar with. The Pokemon Brain mascot legendary and leader of Team Brain, Ilruz, the trickster Pokemon, is a psychic dark type. Ilruz is inspired by the Norse trickster god Loki. Ilruz's name comes from the Icelandic word illr, meaning evil or difficult, and ruse, being an action intended to deceive or trick someone. While mostly humanoid, like the trickster god himself, I decided to add more snake-like features to Ilruz's design. I did this because I like to give my more human-like Pokemon, especially legendaries, more animal-like qualities, so they feel more like Pokemon. I not only thought a snake was fitting of Loki's sneaky, sinister, and shape-shifting nature, but because Loki is connected to snakes in many ways in Norse mythology. One of Loki's offsprings is a giant serpent. Snakes were also used to punish Loki in one of the poems found in the poetic Edda, which, like many Norse stories, originates in Iceland. Last but not least, Loki's Viking symbol also depicts two snakes circling one another. Loki's Viking symbol is also what inspired the Pokemon Brain logo and is once again referenced in the magical scepter at the end of Ilruz's tale. The Pokemon Brawn mascot legendary and leader of Team Brawn, Stormer, the warrior Pokemon, is a fighting electric type. Stormer is inspired by the infamous Norse god of thunder, Thor. Stormer's name comes from the Norse word for storm, Stormer, and Thor. While mostly humanoid like Ilruz and my divine Pokemon for the Luika region, I once again decided to add more animal-like qualities to the design. I chose to add goat-like features to Stormer's design as a reference to Thor's two goats in Norse mythology, which would pull his chariot across the sky and bring him to any of the 9 realms. If you look closely at the wool on Stormer's body, it resembles clouds, which is also fitting of its electric typing. The logo for Pokemon Brawn is inspired by Thor's Viking symbol, depicting Thor's iconic hammer, which is also included in Stormer's design as part of its right arm. Now that you've met the starter Pokemon and main cast of characters for the Fyrún region, the stage has been set and the real adventure can finally begin. I cannot wait to explore more of the Fyrún region's Pokedex with you. I'll be introducing the evolutions to the starter Pokemon next week and it'll be a good time. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you there. Actually, I guess you'll see me there. But either way, please make sure to stay tuned for more.